Hello, welcome to another testimony episode. And today we have been privileged to host a one true God believer with the most touching testimony. He's here to share with us the journey of his faith. Welcome. Welcome, brother, and please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. I'm Micah from Kakamega, and I'm privileged to be here, at least to share my testimony for others to feel and then take part in it, to understand where God has brought some of the people you are seeing on this earth or in this nation. Thank you so much for welcoming me in the studio.
Okay, welcome. Let's begin right there. You have mentioned something about where God has brought you. Can you please share with us the background?
Okay, initially, I'm born in a Christian family. My dad and my mom are Christians. I formally went with them to church as a child from my childhood, and that didn't make sense in me because we were going to church because our parents are going to church and my siblings are going to church. So it had no essence in me. But along the line, after finishing my school, now I'm a grown-up person. In the year 1990, I went to Nairobi for seeking the green pasture, so to say. So after that, reaching Nairobi, you know, the life of youth and young men in the cities. So I abandoned going to church. I abandoned everything. I did not even think about God and whatsoever. So all those years from 1990, 92 to 2007, I was in Nairobi. You see, it's a long time.
Yeah.
So by that time, I was indulging in a lot of issues which were not beneficial even to my life or as a Christian child who was brought up in a Christian family. So by then, I was working here and there, looking for my daily bread. And then in the year 2008, I came home from Nairobi just to relax. And then after around 2 months, it was in December 2008, around 2 months, 3 months, in February 2009, at around 5 o'clock in the evening, there is something that happened in the family, in my area, in my village, so to say. There was a fight that erupted in the village, and as villagers, when we heard the cry, we went there to see what was happening. So reaching at the place or at the scene, the people were fighting, and the people I know. They are my neighbors, they are my uncles and my cousins. So after asking what happened or transpired before the fight began, or the cause of the fight, we were told now the parties were fighting because of the land dispute. My uncles were fighting with our neighbors due to the land dispute. So after inquiring, the neighbor who began the fight emerged from his house. He beat one of my uncles, breaking him the arms, injuring him, a lot of injuries on the head. So after seeing that, my elder uncle, now the brother of the one who has been injured, decided now to get up with the guy who was beating his brother. Now it was a big fight. So the fight ended, and then each and everyone went home. So after that, there is something strange that happened, because the elder brother, I don't know what happened really, because he decided now to go and ask the neighbor who had beaten his brother at his house now. So after going there, they began the second fight again. So there was helter and skelter here and there. So the fight was now among two families. Between two families, I mean. So it went on, and some of us now went there to bring what? Peace. So after that, there were a lot of casualties. The two had injuries. So I decided to take them to the nearest hospital so that they may get treatment. After reaching the hospital, now the doctor told us that now the injuries were so deep, so they could not have been done in that hospital. So he decided to give us a refer to another hospital, a general hospital. That is.
So before that, so you took them to hospital, both of them?
Both of them? No, the two.
The victims?
Yeah, my cousins,
Okay.
my uncles, I mean. Oh. But the neighbor, he did not want. His people rejected that. I cannot take both of them to the hospital at the same time.
So the other family refused?
Yeah, they refused. Now the guy was left behind. Now, when we reached at the dispensary at around 6 to 7 o'clock, so the doctor gave us a refer. He did the first aid to the victims, and then he told us to look. He told me to look for the means of transport so that I can ferry these guys to the nearest general hospital. So, as I came out of the dispensary or the clinic, now looking for the means of transport, I saw the police vehicle. That's a Land Cruiser, so to say. We call it a Land Cruiser. The police vehicle now coming from town. So I decided to stop them. They stopped. I told them what was going on, and they told me now I tell the people to come and enter the car, and then they are going to assist us. Not knowing that they had been called by the assistant chief that there is somebody who has been fighting with other people, and the person is dead. We were yet to know. We had not known that the guy who had been left behind was dead. So we entered the vehicle, and then the vehicle proceeded. Now it's going back. It is going where we came from, at our homestead. Now we went. Reaching there, we got a lot of people at the scene.
Okay, as you are now moving to the scene, what were you thinking about?
We were yet to know. We had not known what was going on. So we thought maybe they are just on another errand or another issue. They are going somewhere because they are officers. You may not know where they are going.
Patrolling.
Yeah, and maybe they were patrolling. We did not know they were going at our place. They had gotten the report. So we went with them. Reaching at the scene, I was shocked because the guy was there, dead already. So they did what they wanted to do. They told us to take the person into the vehicle. We carried him, got him into the vehicle, and then we went to the police station. So after reaching the police station, with me, I knew I am clean. There is nothing bad with me. Mine is,
you are a good Samaritan.
Yeah, I'm just a good Samaritan. So we went, reaching at the police station, we were told to come out of the car, of the vehicle. We went to the OB, that is the occurrence, the registration desk. So after reaching there, I was shocked. We were all told to remove the shoes, to remove the belts, to remove each and every. If you have a watch, you remove it, and then we were locked in the cells. So they came and took the deceased to the mortuary. So at that night, we were in the cells. Reaching in the morning, nothing happened. We were in the cells for around 1 week. So after that, after 1 week, we were taken to record the statements. Each and every person said what he saw or what he did. You know, when we are recording statements, you record one at a time. You don't go as a group.
Yeah.
So we went there, we recorded the statements, I recorded mine, how it was. Then after another 3 days.
Okay, before coming to that, you had said something that when you went to that dispensary, you are given a referral.
Yeah.
Meaning maybe the casualties, they were maybe to be taken to a big hospital,
treatment.
for treatment. But now you are here in the cell 1 week, so it means that maybe they didn't receive the medication.
Now, I'll come to that. When in the cells, you see, nobody is bothering to hear or even understand what has happened, because now you are the victims of the situation. You have to be taken serious because somebody has died. So there is no need for you to be taken to the hospital, and yet you have you have killed someone. So the officers are not in need of knowing whether you are almost to die or whatsoever. They were not taken to the hospital. For all that time, nobody was taken to the hospital. So they were healing by themselves, just by grace. So after that, we were taken to court. After writing the statements and everything, we were taken to court. In the court, the plea was read. And then before we went into the court, there is a person who came to us, called our names with a file in his hands. And then he instructed us on what to do and not to do. So he told us that we are going to be called in the courts. And when we go in the courts, when standing in the dock, we are going to not accept the charges. So we have to say no to the judges. Now, because we are laymen, that is what we did. We were called in the courts, the plea was read, and then we did as we were told. Coming to realize later, the person was a lawyer. And it's a government lawyer, not a lawyer that we have hired. When you are doing the murder cases, always you are given a government, a state lawyer. So we went out. We were given around 9 months for us to come back in the courts. And then now from there, after being given a date for us to come back for the hearing in the courts, we were taken to the prison. Now we are not going back to the police cells. We were taken to the prison remand. So entering the prison remands, we were welcomed there. There's a lot of things that there's no time to say. I'll go with it in summary so that we may catch up with time. So we were welcomed in the prison the way they welcome people. We were searched, and then we were taken to the cells. Before going to the cells, you are taken to the documentation office. They register each and everything, your height, your skin color, your teeth, your whatsoever, everything. If you have a scar on your body, they have to write it down. So after that, we were taken to the cells, the prison cells, that is. So we were there with other people. Now, for 9 months, we were in cells, not going to court, just in cells. Now, when the time came...
During that 9 months, maybe did you try to plea to be freed with bond?
By then, there was nothing like a bond given to a murderer. There were bonds and police, whatsoever. They call it police what? There's a name here. So we were not given. We were not given. So we were there. The issue of the bond came later. Came later. I'll come to that. The issue of the bond came later, but not initially at that time. So we stayed in the, not knowing what to do. We were in the cells, coming to be seen by our relatives, talking, doing here and there. Now, the issue was, after that long time, we were in remand for around 3 years before the case started, before the case began. So for 3 years, we were in the custody, in the remand, doing nothing. Just you go to court for mention, and then you come back.
Okay.
You go to court for mention, and then you come back. Now, and remember, for those 3 years, you are living in a very pathetic situation, because in prisons, there are a lot of issues. No sleeping material, the environment is filthy, food is bad, no water, a lot of things. So you are tormented psychologically. You are in prison that is not even the prison, a physical prison. You are in a spiritual prison first before. So after that,
Did you try maybe to look for a private lawyer?
the private lawyer, he came later. After, a lawyer comes in when the case has begun. Before the case begin, the lawyer is of no use. So, and already you have been given the government lawyer. So if you hire a lawyer, it's very expensive. And our families, our family is not that much well.
Okay.
So even talking of hiring a lawyer, you are just disturbing people. You are disturbing people because,
very expensive for you
yeah,
to do that.
because when you think of your father and your dad or your family members, even getting 2 meals a day is a problem, and then you want to get a lawyer of whom you are going to pay thousands of money. That's yeah, and you have been given a lawyer, state lawyer,
Free lawyer.
yeah, a free lawyer. So they thought the lawyer that we have been given by the government is going to do everything. Now, after 3 years, the case began. So the lawyer came in now. He's the one who is talking on your behalf.
After 3 years.
After 3 years.
When was that?
Now, 2011.
Okay.
2011. Now, the case began. The case was done for a year, 2 years. The case was done for 2 years. So after 2 years, we were given now a day of defense. Now you have to defend yourself. It's now when we are now going to talk by ourselves on defense. Because the case was being done by the court prosecutor, who is a government officer, and the lawyer, who is also a government officer, a government lawyer. You see how it's challenging. So the two people are of the government.
From one side.
From one side. Now one is pretending to do what?
To help you.
To help you, while the other is accusing you. So the one is the accused and another is the deceased. So the prosecutor is the deceased. He's standing in for the deceased person.
Okay.
The lawyer is standing in for the accused person. Now they are talking there. You see, the language that they are talking, it's a judiciary language.
Yeah.
You cannot understand, and even if you are going to understand it, there are a few things that you are going to, and you are going to know what they are saying. But a lot of things, it's the judicial vocabulary, and we are laymen. So we are just waiting for somebody to tell us what to do and what not to do. Now we are just at their mercies. So after that, we were given a day when the judge told us that now on that day we are going to defend ourselves. Each and every person is going to talk about himself according to the issues. Now the day reached, and then we went to court. Now we began to defend ourselves. The first accused was my elder uncle. The second accused, his brother, and then I was the third accused. And then we have my cousin, who is the son of the first accused. I don't know if you are getting me. We were 4. Yeah. The first accused is the eldest. The second accused is his brother. The third accused is me. And the two accused, the first accused and the second accused, they are my uncles. Yeah. And the first accused has a son who is the fourth who is my cousin now.
Okay.
You get it? So we are just a family. So he defended himself. The second person defended himself. I defended myself. The third accused was still a minor, 17 years, 18 years. He defended himself. Now, after that, the church told us now, the day of sentence, we have been found guilty. So we have been given a day of sentence. If we have anything else we can say. So we waited for the day. The day came, and then we were sentenced for 20 years by His Justice Judge Chitembwe Juma. That is now in 2013 is when we were sentenced. So
from the beginning, we know that you stated that you are just a good Samaritan.
Yes.
Now, what evidences did they use to substantiate the allegations made against you?
Evidence is, now the witnesses that stood before the court, they are the sons of the deceased, the wife of the deceased, and the closest friend of the deceased. So they did not accuse us as individuals. They accused us as a family. Yes. Because remember, when we came with the Land Cruiser or the police vehicle, when we came at that place, we were together. So when the family saw us, they started screaming, telling the police that these are the people who have done this, who have killed our person. Yes. So that was the case. Now, there is no way I could have escaped from there because I am right in the situation. And the environment is conducive for me to be to be there. Now, that is what made me not even to have anything to say about, because a lot of people were mentioned. Not only are we four, a lot of people were mentioned. In fact, when you look in the file, you can get 14 people were mentioned. And the 14 people make a mob, isn't it? So it was as if the mob from our family did what? Killed the deceased. Killed the deceased. So there is no way we could have come out of that situation unless we go to court, isn't it? So you have to prove yourself before court. Now, after that, we were sentenced.
20 years.
We were jailed for 20 years. Now, we have now climbed a ladder. That's another step. Now we are going to come out of the remand. Now we are now prisoners. We are now prisoners. So we went to the prison, and when you think of 20 years in such a situation, you grow mad. So after some time, there was a transfer, because 20 years in Kakamega prison, you cannot be there. You cannot serve 20 years when you are in a Kakamega prison, because by then it was we call it a medium prison. So it cannot withstand the capacity of the security for prisoners who have the high sentence. The big sentences. So we were supposed to be ferried to another prison where there is enough security.
So you are treated like now big criminals.
Yeah, we are criminals. We are not treated as big criminals. Now we are big criminals because it has been proven by the court. Yes. There is no issue. You are a criminal now. Okay. So, by grace, I can say, I was taken to work in the documentation office of that prison. And remember, I say by grace because nobody in that prison of my state of sentence can work in that office. Because that office, the documentation office, you can only work there if you are remaining with 2 years or 3 years of your sentence. But now I am a fresh prisoner with 20 years, but I'm working in the documentation office. Is that
what
not
do you
grace?
mean by documentation office?
Documentation office is an office that holds all the documents and the information of the prisoners and the prison at large. So all documents, all your documents as prisoners, all your issues, all your profile, so to say, your profile is in that office. So they keep all documents of the prison. So that is the center that is the wheel of the prison. Is the heart of the prison. Documentation office is the heart of the prison. So I was working in as a cleaner. Now in that office, when the day of transfer came, I told you we were 4. And when they are transferring prisoners, they don't transfer 2 prisoners or 3 or 4. They transfer prisoners more than 50 from the prison. So I was among the prisoners who were supposed to be transferred with my fellow, my co-accused. But it did not work that way. The officer in charge of the prison said, no, with me, I'm going to be left behind because I'm assisting in the office. I did not know how he took it, but I just say it was by grace. And even if my work was good in that office, it was not supposed to be that way. So my co-accused were transferred with other prisoners to Kibos prison, Kibos maximum prison, situated in Kisumu. So I was left behind. And I told my co-accused that never should you attempt, because we were told by the judge, never should we attempt to appeal on this matter. So I told them, I repeated to them,
don't try
to appeal, because there is only one sentence that is imposed to the people of our caliber, the murderers. The murder sentence is death sentence. So the judge had in other way did what?
It was like a
favored us. It was sympathy. So he told us if we are going to mess up with it, well and good. But he warned us. So these guys went to Kibos maximum prison. And after around 7 months, there were prisoners who were ferried from Kibos to Kakamega prison. And you see, when I'm in the documentation office, and they know me, the prisoners know me, so they came and told me, your co-accused persons have done what? They have appealed the case at Kisumu. So we are supposed to go to the Court of Appeal, Kisumu. Now that brought me.
So they also appealed on your behalf?
Yes, we are in one file.
Okay.
So when you make the appeal, you are consolidating all people that are in that file, unless someone is there to remove your name or you remove your name. But because they have done without my consent, I don't know what they did, but they wrote it in consolidation. So my name was there. So they told me your co-accused have appealed the case. So what are you going to do? It forced me now to ask for a transfer from the prison, from Kakamega now to Kibos. So there was no transfer that was now going to Kibos immediately. So they told me a transfer is here now going to Kodiaga. And by then Kodiaga was generally, you know Kodiaga, you come from Western. If you come from Western, when somebody says Kodiaga prison, you will know that's a prison of no-nonsense situation. You go there, you make up you can die or live. So I told them, now, let me go to Kodiaga, and then I look for means and ways of how I'm going to come from Kodiaga to Kibos. So I went to Kodiaga.
Now, as you are working in that documentation office, were you being paid or what?
No, you are not.
Privileges?
You are not paid. You are a prisoner, my friend. How can you be paid? That's not a working place. You did not come to look for a job. You came because you are a criminal. So you have to work without pay. And in fact, you have to be working a very heavy labor so that you may learn from it. So
it was like a punishment.
It's like a punishment, a sort of punishment. No, not really a punishment. Let us not call it that way, because you cannot be punished by working in an office.
But you are not being paid. You are just there working.
It's just favor. We have privileges when you are working in an office like that, because you have free movement, first of all. You have access to some other things, other vital things that other prisoners are not. Yeah. So you have a privilege. So that privilege is your payment. Your payment. You can sunbathe. You can wash yourself at the time you want. You can wash whatsoever. The movement, you can move anywhere.
You have some freedom.
Yeah, you have some freedom there. So that's a privilege. So I went to Kodiaga. In Kodiaga, I stayed Kodiaga for around 1 year. That is in 2014 and 2015. I was lucky. The transfer from Kodiaga, there was a transfer from Kodiaga to Kibos. Then I asked for that transfer to be included, and then they had me. They put me in the car, in the vehicle, the Mariam, that is to say. And then we went to Kibos. Reaching Kibos, it was on Friday. Now, asking my fellow co-accused, to show me the copy of the appeal, they told me they don't have a copy. They don't have a copy. Each and everything has been taken, because illiteracy is a very bad disease. Those guys were illiterate, so they were just being led by other prisoners on how to do things. Yeah. So there was no copy. And imagine, you know what? They told me now, this Friday at night, they are telling me we are going in court on Monday. On Monday. Now there is nothing I could have done. So we stayed for a weekend. On Monday we went to court. The case was done by the lawyer. They had a lawyer they had hired. Now, after the case was done, we were given the judgment day in the Court of Appeal Kisumu. 14 days. That is in 2016. Now, when we went to the court for the judgment, it was pathetic. You see, the judge read the judgment for around 1 hour. Can you imagine somebody reading, a learned person reading a document for 1 hour? Now to pronounce your judgment. Now, what they were reading, I went to school not further. I'm a Form 2 dropper. So I went to school, and my going to school helped me. So I was understanding, if not all, what they were doing, what they were reading. So
at least you grasped.
Yeah, I grasped something. So at the end of the judgment, this is what I heard with my ears. The sentence that has been imposed to these accused persons is illegal. The sentence of 20 years that was given to these accused persons is illegal. Now, we are substituting the sentence with death sentence. Now the sentence has been enhanced.
Afresh.
From 20 years to death sentence. I don't know if you can feel it, but I felt it. And by feeling it is when you can understand, there is a situation where you can understand that your eyes cannot see, even if there is light. It's the brain that sees, not your eyes. So each and everything in that court was just bleak. Now we went out from court, and then we went to the cells of the court cells. There are cells in the courts. Reaching in the cells, there is something strange that happened. I told you my co-accused persons are illiterate. So they were asking me, now we've come from the court, what have they said? And which day are we going to come back for the case?
For another hearing.
For another hearing. I told them, you are going to be told. Because with me, even I did not hear what they... Because I did not want to shock them. I did not want to shock them. So, after some few minutes, the prison officer came with handcuffs. You know, they carry handcuffs like a lot of handcuffs. So they poured the handcuffs at the door. And then there was a voice that came. You know, you cannot see because the door, there is only a small space at the door, at the top. And that space can only be used with the long people, not the short people like us. Because when you stand, you cannot reach at that one. Yeah, only the tall people can access the view from that one, from that space in the door. So we heard the voice. Where are those people that have been sentenced to death? Because there are a lot of cells. Now they are asking. They don't know which particular cell we are in. And like you, the people I am with, they don't know what is happening. So they ask in Kiswahili, wapi wale watu ambao wamefungwa wamenyongwa? So one of my co-accused told the officer, they are not in this cell. Not knowing, it's we.
He's the one.
We are the ones. Now, the officer went. And then he came again in a very disturbed way. He opened the door. We were handcuffed. Now, my co-accused, the elder cousin, the elder uncle of mine, was rough with the officer because he's telling the officer that he's not yet done with the court. He's not yet done with the court. He's waiting for another day to come in court. He has not been sentenced to death because he don't know. So when we were handcuffed and then taken to the lorry to be ferried back to prison, you know, when your sentence has changed from a minor sentence and it has been enhanced to a higher level, you are given a security that is never there.
A tight and high security.
Very high security with very sharp, intelligent officers. So we were taken. Only we four, we were ferried back to the prison. In the prison, we were called in the officer in charge office. So the officer in charge called us. We went there. He gave us some papers. Looking at the paper, I saw the paper was a death certificate. So each and every person had to sign his death certificate.
What was death certificate doing in the prison?
It's a question to be answered another time.
Okay.
I did not even ask because we have been termed as dead. So a dead person needs a death certificate.
So you are living dead.
We are living dead. You are just as good as a corpse. You see? The judge has said now you are supposed to die. Not even to die. You are supposed to be killed because of what you did. So you sign your death certificate, waiting for the burial day or for the death day. The actual day. But you have signed. So we signed the certificates.
So the signing, it means that now you have agreed.
You have agreed to the terms and conditions of the certificate. So you are ready to die each day, any day from henceforth. From the time you are signing, you are ready to die.
Die anytime.
Anytime from that time. You don't know which time, but you are just a living dead. So after that, you are not going to go back to your normal rooms or normal blocks. You are now changed to other blocks where the death sentence prisoners are. So you change from one place to another. And remember, the blocks which are holding the people who are supposed to, the prisoners who are supposed to, or who have been sentenced to death, they are different blocks from the normal blocks. Even if we are in prison, the lifers, the people who have been sentenced to life, and the people who have been sentenced to they call them long-term prisoners. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 90 years. There are people there with 90 years. They have been sentenced to 90 years. So we are not allowed to go to those blocks that have the death sentences. We are not allowed. And they are not allowed even to move within the prison perimeter, the prison wall. They are just there, locked there. The food is ferried there, the water is ferried there. So
there was no contact between
no contact. The normal prisoners and the murderers, no contact. So when you are now being taken there, it's as if you are going to the grave. To the grave. So we went there. That is in 2016. Then 2017, we were there. In 2018, President Uhuru Kenyatta released a commutation sentence.
That is the former president of Kenya.
He released the commutation announcement that by then the prisoners who had been sentenced to death were reduced now from death sentence to life sentence. You see, I don't know which is better, death sentence or life sentence.
I think they're the same. What is the difference?
The difference is death.
Okay, but even life.
The other one,
the end is dead.
The other one, you have a hope to live.
Okay.
You have a hope to live. But the death sentence, you can be ferried anytime to the hanging machine. The hanging machine at Kamiti. So we felt at least at peace.
You felt a sort of relief.
Yes, a sort of relief. Now, the lifers, you can move. So by then, we felt a sort of relief. Now, in 2019, my co-accused persons did another mistake, the second mistake again. They wrote an application to the High Court, a petition to the High Court, to the initial court at Kakamega. They want to do what? They want to refresh the case. They begin again.
They want to reappeal again.
Yes. So they reappealed. When they were writing the appeal, the petition that is, I told them, don't ever include my name. And they respected, and they did not include my name. So they appealed the three. I was left in Kibos. They were called it Kakamega Prison, Kakamega High Court. And then in 2019 is when COVID began, isn't it? The corona is when it began. 2019, 2020, they were in Kakamega, at Kakamega. So the word came in Kibos.
And why did you refuse to be included in that list? And at that time, maybe life imprisonment was the last stage.
You see, when you are somewhere, you look for avenues on how you can maneuver. You look for avenues. So I was looking for avenues, and I had read a lot of articles, a lot of sentences of other people, a lot of appeals
So
of
as you
other
are working
people.
in that
Yes, in that
documentation
documentation office, I saw how the law works and what needs to be done, the do's and don'ts, isn't it? So I read a lot of books concerning the laws, concerning the penal code, concerning the constitution, what the constitution says, what the penal code says, I read all those things and other judgments of other prisoners and what they did. So with me, something came in my mind. I thought of, if I go with these guys, even if it's going to be well, it might be well, yes, but not the way I want to be. With me, I want to go home. I want to go home. So, by the guiding and counseling from the chaplain's officers, the other officers that are there, you are told what to do and what not to do. So, the first thing, you see, from 2008 and 9 to 2019, that is around 11 years, around 10 years, isn't it? Yes. Now you are in prison. So you want to appeal or you want to petition the court to have mercy with you. It's okay. They can allow it. But the question is, for this long time you have been in prison, what have you been doing? That is the question now. What have you been doing in prison that can convince the court that you have been rehabilitated? If you go home, you can be independent, do your own things, you have something to do. Because in prison we have courses. Yeah. We have carpentry courses, masonry courses, mechanical courses, tailoring courses, all those courses are there. So they are the rehabilitating tools. So when you petition the court, you have to be having the certificates, you see, and the letters from the officers who are doing what? Who are managing the department, the departments.
Did you, with your co-accused, maybe take any of the courses?
I'm coming there. I told you my co-accused have already hurriedly written their petition. Now they are in Kakamega. You see, we were sentenced to death sentence in 2016. Now, 2017, 2018, they have already written what? Their petition. Can you have a certificate or a grade in 1 year? No. You have not done anything. You have done nothing. So, I was patient. So I decided now. That is when now I decided I have to do something. Something. Now I was on the walls, basking on a Sabbath day. It was on Saturday. I told you I had already rejected going to church long time ago, from 1992 when I went to Nairobi. Because initially I was going to church because my parents were church members, were Christians. But because now in 1990 I'm a grown up, I have gone to urban areas, now I'm living my own life. I had disbanded the church matters. I was no longer a Christian. Now I was living just my own life. Now when I came in 2017 is when I was out on a Sabbath day. So I heard some prisoners singing the songs that I heard some time before. And then I remembered about the Sabbath day. I went closer to the prisoners. We shared the singing. We shared the Bible study. We are only around 4 or 5 prisoners. And then from there, I began now going to church. Now, in 2018 is when my fellow co-accused had done what? Had gone to Kakamega, 2018. 2019, coronavirus. Now I'm busy now with the church matters, isn't it? Now I have remembered my God. So during that time, remember, God had grace with me. In the prison at Kibos, I was taken as a chaplain with chaplain's office Now, I was working in the library of the prison.
The prison.
I was in charge of the prisoners. That is the speaker. I was speaking on behalf of the prison. Of the prison. In the prison, there was a school. I was a teacher there, now teaching.
Teaching what? And you say that you are a Form 2 dropout.
Yes, I'm a Form 2 dropout. But in prison, there are totally illiterate people who are just to be taught A, B, C, D,
So
1,
you
2,
are
3,
better
4.
than them.
I was better than them. Now we are assisting the less privileged, isn't it? To come out of the literacy, isn't it? So there was a school there from standard 1 of grown-ups like Umbaro, that's to say adult education system, isn't it? Yeah. So we were trying to impart some knowledge in them, and they did it good. My first standard 8 was done in 2017, and the first student scored 350 marks.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, 350 marks. There are good students there, and they learn from nothing to something. And those are some of the things that can help you when you are petitioning the case. The church can see you are somebody who are now utilizing your time in prison. So after that, I was privileged to be the head of many departments. The chaplain's office, I was in charge of all charges in the prison. In the school, I was the deputy principal in the prison. Now, so the prison, I had some humble time in prison to study because I was working in the library. Now, in 2017 is when an officer by the name Hezron Okwiri came to Kibos prison. He was transferred from Meru prison to Kibos prison. So he came with me not knowing he's an SDA believer because he was in uniform. So he was coming in the library, getting me there. He read some books. He was seeing some television there. Choirs were there. So the way he saw me, he approached me and asked me if I was an Adventist. I told him, yes, I'm an Adventist. He told me, of course, he's also an Adventist. So we came born together. So we were discussing with him on the Sabbath day. He was coming, preach to us. And then I told him, why can't you write a letter and apply for you to work in the chaplaincy department? He did it so. He wrote a letter and the letter was accepted. So he changed from being an officer, a uniformed officer, to an officer in chaplain's office. You see, in chaplain's office, they don't wear uniform. So he just come wearing his casual wear. So he was coming on Sabbath, preaching to us, teaching us. Then in 2018, 2019, things changed. So he came. There was a time when we went to a Bible study. He requested us to go to the Bible study. And by then, we had met a great church. We had a church of more than 200 members, prisoners, Adventists.
Before that, you have mentioned something about this man, Okwiri, that during that time, he changed from wearing the uniform to civilian. So do you mean that maybe he stopped working as an officer to a chaplain?
No. In prison, we have the chaplain's officers. And the chaplain's officers, because they are spiritual officers, you see, when a prisoner looks at you wearing an officer's uniform, he can't take you serious. He takes you on a negative way. So they are allowed to wear casual civilian clothes so that they can make easy interaction with the prisoner. So when a prisoner sees him, he sees him like a person, not a prisoner, as a friend or as a person who has just come from outside. So that is how they do. So he was coming in. On usual days, he comes now wearing, on weekends, maybe on Saturday or Sunday, He might come in as an officer, but wearing now official uniform. Isn't it? He has come now to help in the duties because other officers have gone maybe for pass already on Saturday and Sunday. And even if he comes with the uniform, he comes to the church, he preaches to us, he teaches us, we preach to him, we interact. Now, by time, he came and asked us to go for a Bible study. So we went to the library because I was now working in the library. I had the keys to move in the library anytime I wanted. So that is where we had enough space for we to study, and the environment was conducive. So we went to the library. We were around 15 prisoners, the leaders of the church, and some serious members in the church, the prisoners now. So he started teaching us on baptism and the true God. The teaching was interesting. So he taught us a lot of things, and because of the change of things from what we believed to another state, it made us anxious to have more teachings. And with him, we had limited time because he is not with us always. So I asked him, as an elder of the church, I asked him, now, could you please give us some material, whether in video form or in audio form or books or pamphlets for further studies. And remember, by then, he has been awarded. He has been changed from the normal prison officer to what? To a chaplain's officer. So now he's a chaplain's officer coming in to teach us. Anytime now he can come in and teach us. So Okwiri was willing. He was taking some pamphlets. I remember he gave us a lot of teachings from this guy called Nada Mansour. So we were listening to Nada Mansour and other teachers, and the pamphlets he was bringing to us, and some books. He was photocopying some books, the Ellen G. White, some parts of the Ellen G. White. So, because he could not have photocopyed all the book and bring to us. Yeah. So he was bringing us the material. We were reading, understanding. And then there is a time Nada Mansour had taught us about baptism. That baptism has to be done in the name of Jesus Christ alone. And that Okwiri had taught us, and we had understood it. So there is a time when now Okwiri was transferred now from Kibos prison to Kodiaka prison. Why? Because he was teaching prisoners a wrong doctrine. That there is no spirit, that there is only one God, that there are not three gods. Now that was a wrong doctrine. It made him to be transferred from Kibos prison to Kodiaka prison. So he went to Kodiaka prison. So in Kodiaka prison, there was no time we could have met. But I thank God because another chaplain who was a friend of mine, the elder of the SDA church in the chaplain's office, an officer, was a very close friend of mine. So I was sending him to Okwiri to take material from Okwiri to bring it to me so that I may teach this guy. You know what? This friend of mine, who is a chaplain's officer like Okwiri, who has made Okwiri to be transferred from this prison to another prison because he's teaching a wrong doctrine, he is bringing the material of the wrong doctrine from Okwiri Kibos to me in prison. Do you see how God works? Now, I was asking this chaplain's officer, a friend of mine, do you read these materials? He tells me, I read it, but you just read these things, but don't believe them. Don't believe them. You just read. You know you can read anything, but don't believe it. Don't believe it. I have read, but there is no essence in these things. What we know, there is God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. God the Holy Spirit. And then because he's an officer and I'm a prisoner, I have to lie low. But what I'm going to do is different. Now, there is a time when he got me teaching this doctrine to the members of the church. Now, you see, with me, he can do me nothing. Because I'm a prisoner, he's an officer. He can do me nothing. And I cannot be done anything because I'm in prison already. You cannot take me to another prison for teaching a wrong doctrine. Because if you tell me I'm teaching a wrong doctrine, we have to prove it from the scripture. From the scripture. And if I tell you now we prove your statements from the scriptures and I prove mine from the scriptures, you tell me you have no time, but we have not to believe the doctrine. So after that, my co-accused had appealed, isn't it? Reappealed to Kakamega. We come there, isn't it? I'm going to come back to the doctrines and the belief, the different belief later. So, at Kakamega, they did their case. The three, my co-accused, they did their case. And then, in 2020, the word came to the prison, to Gibo's prison. Do you know what they are telling me now? Do you know what? You are co-accused. I've been sentenced to 40 years sentence. I asked the officer, what are you telling me? Yes, they have been jailed for 40 years.
So from life sentence to 40 years?
To 40 years. I thought of it. 40 years? You know, when they tell you the term of the sentence, you calculate the lifespan of a human being and the number of years that you have, isn't it? So if you have been sentenced 40 years, and maybe the lifespan of a human being is 70, isn't it?
And you are 30.
And you are 30 or 40. So you see what rings in your mind. So when they told me your co-accused have been sentenced for 40 years, I calculated my age and then plus 40 years, and then I went back home, isn't it? That is spiritually. I looked in my area and see the people who have that sort of years, if I might live that long to go home.
So you are comparing yourself with the villagers who are old.
Who are old at home? Because by then, maybe I'm 40 or you are 50. So you add on 40 years, you get 90, you go back to your village and see the picture of 90 people in your village. And that is where you are when you are going to come out of prison, if you may be living by then. So when I looked at my village, I saw nobody was at that age. So I knew I will die in prison. But with me, I'll die in prison. But I have not been sentenced to 40 years. I still hold the life sentence. So the three are holding the 40 years. So I'm not part of them. I'm just in a different class. So I came and thought of, am I going to write an appeal? And if I write the appeal, because the appeal I'm going to write, the petition I'm going to write, is going to go in the same file, to the same charge, in the same court. So how am I going to challenge that charge? It's impossible. For me, I saw it was impossible. And then, to make the matter worse, the senior officers who are working in the documentation office told me, Micah, there is no need for you to write the petition, because if you write the petition, and because the petition is going to go in the same file, the charge is going to reason negative of you, because the appeal is going to be placed on his table, and when he looks in the file, he'll see that he had already done with the file. He had already done with the file. And where is this person now coming from? he is making me to repeat the work that I have already done. So he is going to even sentence you more than the 40 years. And it made sense. It made sense to me. So I was worried. So I took my time. And that is when I decided for my first time to fast. I fasted for 3 good days, drinking 1 cup of water in the evening.